Okay, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be doing a review on the new JBL PartyBox 720, which I've got in front of me here. I've just managed to fit it in frame. It is quite big, to say the least. So yeah, we're going to be going through price, specs, listening to it, and then I'll let you know what I think. Try and get as much B-roll in as possible from some external shots from outside, because it's hard to get it all in frame here. But yeah, recent release, obviously successor to the 710, which I will be doing a comparison on after this. It retails for £800, so expensive, but it's not JBL Ultimate prices, which is like 1400 or 1300, so considerably, you know, it's like £500 cheaper than that. Spec wise, we've got 800 watt of RMS power, so yeah, a lot. We've got two 9-inch woofers. Obviously you can see the lights go around those, so two 9-inch woofers, and we've got two 1.25-inch dome tweeters at the top left and right. Same setup as the 120, 520, 320, just obviously different size drivers, but the same kind of standard setup there, the two big woofers and then the two tweeters at the top left and right. Frequency range, we've got 32 Hz to 20 kHz, so very impressive there. 20 kHz pretty standard on the high end, but 32 Hz on the low end is very, very strong. I think the boombox was 38. I think the 120 is 40 Hz, so it's quite a bit lower on that low end than a lot of other things. Obviously that would be due to just the sheer size and power of this thing. It weighs 31 kilos, so it's not going to be something you're going to be taking very far. It's obviously got like a little handle at the back and wheels, but so you could roll it around on a smooth surface, but it's not, you know, they're plastic wheels as well, so you're not going to want to kind of roll it around on gravel or dirt kind of stuff. It's going to get pretty dirty quite quickly, and obviously it's still heavy, it's still hard to maneuver, so yeah, it's more of a kind of like you need a vehicle to transport it around in at the very least, and even then it's still going to be a pain, so bear that in mind. The Bluetooth version is 5.4, that'll be the newest at the time of recording, so pretty standard. It's IPX4 splash proof, so it's not waterproof. You do have to be careful about what you spill and splash on this thing. Well, not what you splash on it, I guess, because it is splash proof, but you don't want to submerge it or anything. I probably wouldn't leave it out in the wreck in heavy rain for too long if you can help it. I think the top panel is likely to be okay, but you know, the grille at the front and especially the ports at the back, you don't want to get any water near any of those if you can help it. Battery wise, something I actually didn't realize when I bought it, it doesn't come with any batteries at all. It's mains powered at the moment, because I literally didn't realize that. You have to buy the battery separately, so you can buy the battery. It has a 15-hour battery life when you buy it. I'll try and pop the battery up on screen to show you the price of it, because I'm still not actually sure what it is. But yeah, kind of crazy. You have to buy that completely separately. It comes with no battery at all. It just comes mains powered. So yeah, if you buy that battery, it's a 15-hour playtime and a 3-hour charge, which isn't too bad for something of this size and power. But yeah, I suppose I guess the logic is that most of the time this kind of speaker is going to be played in a place where it's just mains powered anyway, so I guess that contributes to the slightly lower price point than the Ultimate, because it doesn't come with the battery. So it might sound insane, but when you actually think of effectively the price saving you'll get if you don't want the battery, then that's quite cool. It obviously has Auracast, being a new JBL, so you can connect it to everything else in the same range. It's got a USB-C input for high quality playback, or just wired playback if you prefer to do it that way. And then we've got two XLR inputs at the back, so for like guitars, mics and DJ equipment. Other than that, it's a relatively standard setup. It's got a massive flap at the back for where that battery sits. It's got a normal DC charger at the bottom. Yeah, mic and guitar input flap. It's got the normal controls on the top. You'd be very familiar with it if you've ever seen a JBL 7 series before, or 5 or 3 or 1 series. Frankly, they're all kind of the same. They're just a bit bigger. Design wise, on the front it's changed a little bit. You've got some nice kind of wraparound lights. The lights at the top and bottom wrap around the side of it and almost connect with the ones on the side, whereas on the 710 you didn't have that. You just had one light at the top and it didn't really connect around the sides, so that's quite cool. It's definitely a wider speaker than the 710 as well. Obviously I'll be comparing it a bit more directly in the next video, but it's definitely wider. But other than that, there hasn't really been too much change. You've got the same light designs and shows. All the options in the app are exactly the same as they've always been. It's got the little kind of twinkly lights in the corners and stuff, so it's, you know, the design hasn't changed too much. The handle design at the back is slightly different, but yeah, I can show you a proper comparison between the 710 in the next video. So I think what we're probably really interested in here is the sound. So the neighbours aren't going to be too excited about it, but here we are. So we'll do royalty at 80% volume, and then we'll speak about the sound afterwards. Sound test over. Safe to say that that's loud. I don't even need to pause the the decibel meter on the iPad because my voice isn't going to get nowhere near. But yeah, we were reaching almost 110 decibels, and the decibel reader is actually quite far away from it relatively. So yeah, we're reaching almost 110, and that's only 80% volume. There's still 2 more marks to go. I was actually going a little bit deaf sitting here, and yeah, we can see from the decibel chart that we were getting all the frequency range we were promised, right up to 20 hertz, and way lower than most speakers I've ever seen. And it's also just so loud at the top. That was in bass boost mode 1, but even so, you can see just how loud it actually is at the lower frequency ranges, and how relatively kind of flat it stays. Like obviously it drops off a little bit, and then up until like right up to 15k hertz, it's really, really strong. It's quite balanced sound, surprisingly, considering what the speaker is kind of developed for. That is way too loud for a room like this, obviously. Getting to the point where these kind of speakers where you can never really play them at that volume unless you're at a proper like 100+ person event, because it's just unbelievably loud. But in the testing I have done, it's a beautiful sounding speaker. The bass is insane. It like vibrates everything in the room. But it doesn't drown out the mids and the vocals in the audio. It does quite a good job at still remaining as balanced as it can do, while also pumping out 800 watt of bass. So it's a nice all-rounder, like surprisingly. Way too loud for anything like, anyone with less, like any kind of events with less than 50 people minimum. It's literally just not needed, and it's too heavy and it's too big. It's just not worth the hassle to get it there. But if you've got a genuine reason for a speaker this powerful and a speaker this big, then this is awesome. And I do like the way that the price point is slightly lower, or quite a bit lower than the Ultimate, and presumably slightly lower than it would have been if you don't want the battery. Because I mean, for my purposes, I would never really need a battery, I don't think. Like if I was to take it to any kind of event, I would have a power socket nearby, or nearby enough that you just bring an extension lead and you wouldn't need a battery. So it's kind of nice, because if they'd built in the battery to this like the 710, the price might be closer to 1,000 or even above. So it's nice that we can get this at £800 on day one, and you can choose to add more if you want the battery. So for people that want the battery, it kind of feels like you're paying more, but you're kind of not. That's just the price it would have been originally. And for people without the battery, you're saving money. So it's not a bad setup. The lights are really cool. There's some quite cool patterns there, and it's nice that they go all the way around the speaker. It definitely adds a bit more of an immersive experience. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's a massive lump of sound. It's very loud, it's very clear, very balanced, but also too loud for anything I need, or most people need, I think, to be honest. So yeah, it'd be interesting to compare this to the 710 and see what changes they've had over the next generation, see what's improved and what maybe hasn't. So stick around for that video. But yeah, let me know in the comments of this one, what do you think?